Thank you, David. Thank you, Mai. Welcome, everybody. So my name is Eva. I'm the founder of Peace Activation. And I would like to share with you first a prayer that we use in all our gathering. I invite you all to close your eyes and sit straight on your chair or couch, wherever you are. Quieting the mind and opening your heart. Taking deep inhale and deep exhale. Dear Mother, Father, God, Lord God of all creation, may this Zoom room and everyone in it and people connected to it, may it be surrounded, protected, and filled with the clear white light of the Holy Spirit. At this time, we ask that anything from a nature of negative, dis-ease, discomfort, anything that doesn't serve us anymore, may it be disconnected, disengaged, and released into higher realm of light, where it can be transformed and used of service. And may something from an equal or greater value be put in its place for our highest good, the highest good of all concerned. May anything we participate in today, this week, may it be from a nature of giving and receiving loving, forgiveness, and grace. Guide us to speak words of truth that have higher resonance with the maximum people for the maximum impact and limited pain and hurt. We ask that only that which is for our highest good and the highest good of all concerned be brought forward here and now. For this, we're so very grateful. Give our thanks for the blessings of love, joy, financial abundance, inspiration, protection, and grace. May grace embrace us today and every day, and may we be able to receive it and be embraced by it. Connect to your heart and send light to all the inhabitants of the Holy Land. The Holy Land isn't limited to Israel and Palestine. It extends to all the lands on this Mother Earth that are holy, and where each of us is a piece to the peace and harmony we are all seeking. Taking a deep breath, feeling how in the heartbreak our hearts are expanding. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes and join the space.
Mhm. Thank you, Eva. Thank you, Dee.
Yeah, thank you. I feel it's just such refuge to come to prayer as we face daily, if we dare to look so much pain and really allowing the light in as well, and allowing that to guide us, that to transform through us, rather than trying to do it only with the human parts, but really allowing the Holy Spirit, and however you call your guidance, to be with us and to work through us, as we know that the transformation that is required for us as humans is it's not it's really a transformation of frequency, of consciousness. from that we can create better realities that are more serving to all of life. So yeah, just really grateful for you, for your opening. And I really feel that, yeah, this is also touching the core of the work that we try to do in Satyam. That we know that there is a lot of harmful reality we have created here in the land and beyond, systems that are not supporting us to bring the best out of us, that are structures that have emerged from fear and from trauma and from contraction of the heart. And that as much as we need to be grounded in the earth and work the earth and change reality, that change has to be coming from a higher place of love, of connection with ourselves, with each other, with the land. And so Satyam is a place to come together and remember our connection, remember who we are, remember how connected we are with everything around us. And those artificial boundaries and concepts of enemy images and of separation from our surrounding and each other, they're actually not that real. They were taught, but they don't have ultimate reality. And once we meet, and this is what we believe in, once we meet our enemy or the other, and we see they're also human, and they're also children of the light, and they carry the same vision, even the same hope, the same dreams, the same needs, then we start to remember, and these walls start to break down. So it is coming back to right relation with ourselves, with each other, with land, with all human or non-human life. And through that, we can open our heart to a wider field of compassion, that then through that, we can work together in what we believe has more power, more impact, because we don't just struggle from our limited identity. We struggle from a wider sense of identity and belonging. And that's one of the things we really believe in, that meeting and remembering, then action comes from a different place. So how to combine activism with spirituality or consciousness work or relational work. And so we have opened Satyam 1.5 years ago as an antidote to the growing separation and polarization. It's located in the West Bank, and we intend and work constantly to bring people together, to meet, to grieve, to feel, to fall in love again, and remember who we are, and from that place guide us in our actions to change the reality of occupation and the reality right now that we're facing of complete escalation of this displacement, of destruction of Palestinian property and land in the West Bank, and of genocide in Gaza. And we understand that on the one hand we need to stand strongly and say no with our bodies and with our power. On the other hand, we want to transform. And how does that happen as well? So because of the urgency, we went on hunger strike 50 days today ago. May and me, and many others have joined us for partially and for some time, because of the urgency, because we felt we cannot continue to eat our plate while people are starving just an hour drive from us. It's not possible. Our humanity couldn't come along with it. So we said we will not eat as long as they don't. And that is also that we went to a global movement to say we're not only working to bring people together here in the land, because this is a global issue. It needs to be witnessed globally. And we strongly believe that we all need to work in our own places of power towards our governments and whatever we can do to inform people, to open the eyes to what's happening, because people here, government here, will not stop by themselves. It's really a right-wing, racist, very radical agenda that's being pushed, and people are so traumatized here, they just go along with it, and it's unfathomable. It's unfathomable, but it needs all of us globally to put pressure and end this. So that's why we call into a global movement. And that's why we're on a hunger strike, to really say no more. And we need to put all of ourselves on behind that, because it's our own humanity. We do it for our own humanity, that we cannot watch and stand by. And for me, as a Jew, I really feel like I have this responsibility to say no, never again, for no one, and not let this violence continue and repeat itself, and this trauma be pushed to the next people, like it's happening right now to the Palestinians. So we are here to unite globally for humanity, for justice, for everyone, not for one, for all. One human is one human, one life is one life, and to really stand against this dehumanization that makes and keeps making the Palestinians less human, so that they receive less empathy and less care globally, actually. So we are here to change that as much as we can with this movement. And that's why we bring people from all over to inspire us, to see the humanity, to work towards a common goal of justice for all people. And yeah, thank you for joining us in this journey. Thank you from deeply of my heart. And thank you so much, Eva, for your journey and your work and your dedication towards healing and towards, yes, yes, standing for a different kind of reality and world and heart, and uniting people constantly for a long time, weekly, with meditations, with prayer, to really change the fabric of our consciousness and help us wake up and find community to support each other, to say, no, we're not alone, we're so many, and we can empower each other. And this is also what this movement is for, to find the people that will you can resonate with and find encouragement and power for whatever action you can do in your life. And we believe that everyone is important. You are important, every one of us. We cannot wait for the politicians or for anyone to create the world we know as possible. It's us. So thank you, really, for everything you've done in your life and for what you do and for showing up. Thank you, Eva. And I just want to see if May wants to add something before we journey with you.
Thank you, David. And thank you, Eva, and all of you. I'm in Berlin, and as David said, it's the 50th day, and I wish to share hope and faith with you that with everything that we are witnessing, with all of the pain and the grief and the starvation, the genocide and the hostages, we are meeting together and we are being called to hold each other, to be in togetherness with the grief, with our anger, with our loss. And it's our only way to meet this whole movement. This is exactly what nonviolent communication dialogue it brought to me, the understanding on how to connect with people on the levels of needs and feelings, and how in these levels there is no conflict, and acknowledging that our conflict is on the level of strategies that we choose in order to meet these needs. And what can I now, observing what is happening, which strategies do I choose in order to free the people in Gaza, in order to free the hostages, in order to free the prisoners, in order to free us from systematic oppression that keeps laying down enemy image on us, separating us. And to me, this is exactly it, us being together and us seeing that we can stand for each other. We can actually go for justice for everyone. And this is the only way for us to be truly free. If, as David said, if we speak and stand for everyone equally, for the Palestinians, for the Israelis, when we don't have to choose between, but you choose us, all of us, in togetherness. And such a deep gratitude that many of you that we already see, as David said, have been here for the 50 days. All of the zones and in between the zones. And it is such a journey to really, well, we honor you, I honor you. It feeds me. It impacts me. It is impacting so many people. Just for you to know, it's impacting so many people. So many people are joining and writing and sitting and wanting to dialogue and to meet. And today I even met people that lost people in the Nova. That's all they wanted to do. To sit and communicate and meet and come together of what can we do so this doesn't happen again on anyone. What can we do that you know and acknowledge that I, as Meshaheen, a Palestinian, I acknowledge and see Jewish Israeli pain. I also acknowledge and see the hostages. I also acknowledge and condemn in the 7th and the 6th and the 8th. And yet with lots of faith to this movement, to the community, that only through community will really freedom and healing happen. And I hope you feel it with us. And Eva, Habibti, it's an honor to have you. It's an honor that you are with us. Also to receive from you, from your wisdom, on how do we hold, how do we stay also on this togetherness, even though there is the grief and the pain. So thank you. It's an honor to have you. And it's an honor to be with all of you. So yeah, Eva, dear, I give it to you.
Thank you, Mai. Shukran. Thank you, David. It's an honor to be here with all of you. Day 50. It's an impactful day, impactful number. Yeah, just holding in my heart this breath, the prana that you're currently living from, with this hunger strike. I acknowledge you for all the effort that you are going through. Spoke with community and trauma and freedom, and I really want to hone into these words, because community is come unity, is how can we come into unity, into our own being, remembering who we are, not in the separation, but actually in the unity of the loving essence that we are. That's my prayer. That was my prayer that I opened the space with, is remembering that beyond our identities, beyond the separation, beyond all these roles that we've taken upon ourselves, we're all one. And it's the different expression of the one. And that's the unity, the community. And when we come together in unity. And within that context, trauma is a living experience. Trauma is the energy that got stuck in our physical body and our emotional body and got coagulated and blind our eyes to see us and the other as one. And we are all walking wounds, regardless of what's our name and where we're coming from. We're all carrying the trauma of our birth, of our life, whether we're Israeli, Palestinian, German, European, American, doesn't matter where we are, where we were born. And that's the world we're living in. We're living in a world that is traumatized and that is competing for suffering. And we're competing over who's more victim. And my trauma is bigger than your trauma. And you need to hold my trauma more because you're responsible for my trauma. So I believe that we are here really together to learn and understand that nobody's going to hold us as we hold ourselves. The trauma is our own perception, our own experience, lived experience that no other can understand as we understand it, as we carry it. And maybe a solution might be perceived for one person, but it won't be applicable for another. And it's not because we belong to the same identity group that we are experiencing the same trauma, or that we are responding to the trauma from the same place. And that's where we can honor each person's radical difference and the way we've each experienced our trauma. And that's where peace activation comes in. Activation versus activist, not as a contradiction, but as difference, as something that I have power over. I can activate something inside of me, and this activation can lead me to my agency, to the place, to this space where I can find agency in a time and in a space and in a situation where everything seems helpless and powerless. And it seems like the chaos and what's happening outside is obscuring my own lenses. And so, peace activator, we refer to our group as we are peace activators. And as peace activator, we can activate peace everywhere in the world, including in the Holy Land, including in our home, because that's where it starts. Peace activators in me individually, so that when I am in a space where I get triggered, I can still hold myself. Not necessarily being peaceful, but actually holding the trigger and being able to listen to a narrative, to a truth that I do not agree with, that triggers me, that denies my existence. And yet, in this denial, I can still hold my truth. Because ultimately, what's happening is this denial of the humanity of the other ultimately deny my own humanity. Those who are denying the humanity of the Palestinians are denying their own humanity because they're not seeing themselves as human, and be it Palestinian, Israeli, or others. The identity that we put upon it is not the key. It's actually what is it that we're inviting into our creation? What is it that we're inviting for the 7th generation ahead of us? Because history repeats itself, and all empires got sunk, and then other empire came up. So what is in the present is even if it's a repetition of the past, it would become at some point a crumble of what's happening right now. And that's where trust, that's where faith, that's where allowing grace to embrace us. And grace referred to the power of the feminine. Grace is the feminine embracing us, just like a mother is holding two hearts in her body. A mother's body, and we all came from a mother's body. We came from a heart that was beating on both in the mother's body and in the baby's body. And that's why there's no one truth. And we can carry this multitude truth without denying the existence, without denying the humanity, and understanding that peace is not built through control. Safety is not built through control. Controlling another people for the sake of our own security will never work, will never be sustainable. And the only thing that we can, and the only thing that we can offer actually, and that's what peace activation stands for, is to remember what David referred to. We are here to remember who we are, to grieve together, to breathe together, so that we can stop reenacting the trauma that broke us. The trauma that wasn't healed in Germany has been reenacted on Palestine. And the trauma that is not dealt with in Israel is being reenacted. And so on and so forth. I've worked for 25 years in Africa. In 2000, I stopped. I actually should have introduced my background. I'm realizing now, but I'm Palestinian. I grew up in Jaffa. in Israel. So I have an Israeli passport. I'm currently living in Costa Rica. But I grew up in these two cultures of Palestinian Muslim and Israeli Jewish in a Christian school, in a Jesuit school, French school in Jaffa. So three religions that was each holding its own truth and not addressing any of the trauma that we were all reenacting. And I have decided not to work on Palestine-Israel conflict after the second Intifada, because I realized the amount of hypocrisy that the international system already then was holding, validating a certain truth, a certain narrative, a certain experience, and not validating another, distinguishing, holding two deux poids, deux mesures in French, we say. No, I don't know how to say it in English, but to have two way of dealing with things, just like what we're seeing right now. And so I seeked other conflict to understand better what does conflict means actually. Where does conflict break us open, and where does healing and transformation come in? And that's why I choose peace activation, because it is in this activation, individual activation, individual transformation, that we can actually act on the external reality, as crazy as it may sound. Very often people are like, no, 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 we need to act outside to change the system of oppression that are putting us down. But the system of oppression are coming in because of several individual, high impact individual have come together and have created this system, because it all starts within. What I learned throughout this 25 years in conflict zone, and I call like in Rwanda, Burundi, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Angola, Afghanistan, Pakistan, you name it. I've been through 22 conflict zones to understand better how can I deal with my own conflict? How can I stand in Palestine and Israel and hold my truth as a Palestinian when everything around me denies this identity? When everything around us is dividing to rule better, because there's the Palestinian in Gaza, and these are like separate, and then there's Palestinian in the West Bank, and then there's the Palestinian 1948, and the Palestinian in Jordan, and in Lebanon, and so on and so forth. There's no community, there's no ummah, and there's the Christian and the Jewish and the Muslim and the Cherkassi and the Bedouin, and we have like such a kaleidoscope of identities that claim to separate us, so that we forget that we are one, that we are above all human, that we all were born from a body of a mother, and the first act that we took was a breath, and that breath is what brings us to the present. That breath is also the last act before we leave life. And so our life's journey is between a breath, an inhale and exhale. That's the journey. And right now, while some of you are in this hunger strike, you are connecting to a higher realms of clarity, actually. Fasting, I've used fasting as a tool to find clarity. I'm not currently joining the hunger strike in fasting, but I have done it so many times. So many times to understand that when we go to that space, when we reclaim our breath, when we reclaim our food intake, so that we can feel deeply the grief that we're living currently, it's enough for us to heal one person, for a whole community to heal, to remember the names and to speak up these names. When I went to the Nova Festival camp last year, I saw all the names that are written and honored. And I wonder, how can we even reclaim or remember any of the names that have died and still dying in Gaza? How can we ever write those names and remember them? And where would we remember them? Are we even able to encompass what's happening? And I think that's where denial is the natural response to survival. Denying what's currently happening is our nervous system response to the atrocity and the tragedy that it is, because our mind is not able to comprehend it. And that's why the invitation is actually to feel the atrocity. It's part of us. If it's happening outside, is that it has a space inside each one of us. And when we feel this, and I connect on a daily basis. I have family in Gaza. I lost family in Gaza, and I have friends in Gaza. When I connect to my friend there with a message, with sending love, because right now is just prayer and love. And she cries back and say, "Thank you for sending me this message. It means that you didn't forget." So your activism is a response. The little action that each individual is taking, and it doesn't matter what this action is, because each one of us has a piece to this piece. That's the key. We don't all need to do the same thing, but we all need to do something, all of us, to reclaim our humanity. Because we say humanity will prevail, but humanity will not prevail unless we prevail within it. And so, in fasting, in meditating, in going to protest, in providing unarmed civilian protection, in all of these different amazing initiatives that are everywhere. Choose one, but choose one, choose one, choose to be engaged. Doesn't matter what it is. Choose to be connected to the field of grieving, so that the trauma that we are currently experiencing is not reenacted. Because that's what trauma is. Trauma, again, is this energy that coagulated and got stuck in the body, because in the moment that we experienced the fear, we didn't allow it to go out. We didn't allow the emotion, and the emotion is energy in motion. The energy that didn't have the opportunity to move got stuck. And this energy that got stuck, it got stuck in my body. And it got stuck in my physical body, in my emotional body, in my mental body, in the even the belief system that I hold against the other, the judgment that I hold about myself, about the other, about the situation. And the field right now, when I created peace activation at the wake of October 7, I created a field. I invited people to come to a field. Beyond right doing and wrong doing, says Rumi, there is a field. I will meet you there. This is the field we're meeting. This is the field that you've created here as well. This is the field that we're all trying to meet in. But this field won't take blame and shame. This field won't take guilt. This field will only take love and forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves that we're not able to do more. Forgiveness for ourselves because we bought into the belief that the other is our enemy. Forgiveness for ourselves because we believe that we're not worthy of love, of peace, of harmony. Forgiveness for ourselves because we thought that we're not worthy of peace, that peace is impossible. It's not true. And we need to allow this truth. If there's one truth to be held with a capital T, that is beyond the multiple truth that we each are holding, then this truth is that we are all loving essence. And that's where we're going back to. That's where we're coming from, and that's where we're going back to. This is the human being and not the human doing. This is how we can come unity. This is how we can gather in unity. And unity is not sameness. Oneness is not sameness. Unity is each of this individual is a kaleidoscope and part of a whole one. And in another initiative I have with a friend of mine in Israel, Dalit Eliyahu, we call it one whole piece. And each one of us have a piece to that piece. We all have a piece to piece. And it's a play on words. And each one of us has the full capacity and the full right to choose what this piece is, as long as we carry our piece. So I would like to end this with a moment of presence where I will ask you to really connect from where you are. Have your feet on the ground. And this is called a trauma tapping technique. It's similar to emotional freedom technique. And it was developed after the genocide in Rwanda, a practice that I've learned. And it's really useful in the moment, on the spot. Because once we clear our traumas, our coagulated energy in our body, we're able to be more present. And that's what we need right now. We need to wake up. Our awakening is nothing more than us opening our eyes and being present with what's happening, not denying, not refusing, not refuting, not arguing, not fighting. We cannot fight for peace. We cannot. We can only activate peace. We can only embody peace and carry it with us so that we are the light activating it everywhere. In a room full of dark, when we light a candle, this candle enlightens the whole room of darkness. And that's how each one of us is this light. So close your eyes and take a deep breath, just noticing if there's any tension in your body. And if there is, where is it? Where do you feel it? In your palms, your shoulders, your head, your heart, your stomach. Doesn't matter where, just take note. With your next inhale, just notice again how heavy is it? How much is this tension? From 0 to 10. How much would you put on this tension? Is it a 5? Mid? Is it a low tension, 2 or 3? Or is it high tension, 8, 9, or 10? Just noticing. And once you have that, open your eyes and take your left hand straight. And your right hand is going to tap on your left hand. We're not thinking anything. We're just being with the tapping present, inhaling and exhaling naturally, allowing your pace to be as it wants. Then tapping above our eyes, then to the sides, tapping underneath our eyes, underneath our nose. You can do this with 2 fingers, easier. Underneath our mouth, on our chest. All along, you're inhaling and exhaling at your natural pace underneath our arm, on each of our finger, and back to the chest. And bringing both your hands on your lap, inhaling, exhaling, and just close your eyes and notice. Notice if the tension has moved, if it's more or less. Maybe it was at 5 and it's at 4, or maybe it was at 7 and it's at 10. Maybe it increased. It increased because suddenly you're paying attention to your body. In your next inhale, open your eyes and you will do the other hand, putting our right hand up and with the left hand and tapping. Taking two hands and above our two fingers, sorry, above our eyes, to the side of our eyes, underneath our eyes, underneath our nose, underneath our mouth, really bringing up to our chest, underneath our armpit, and on each of the fingers on the right hand, on the chest again, inhaling and exhaling, closing your eyes, putting your hands on your lap, and again, just noticing. Noticing how it feels in your body. If the tension is still there, if there's a new tension that you're noticing, if there's anything that is different. You're opening your eyes. And so we're going to do it again. So each circuit is twice. So once is we start with the left and then the right. We notice and then we do it again. And this time, I'm not going to talk. You're going to do it at your own pace. And it's a practice I highly recommend it to become your daily practice. Anytime that you feel triggered, anytime that you're watching something horrific, anytime that you feel the need is to bring yourself back to present. What this is doing is inviting us to move out of our survival nervous system, fight, flight, and freeze, to presence. It invites us to move from the drama triangle of victim, perpetrator, and savior to a triangle of presence. And that's what we need right now. We all need to be present so that we can support the dismantling of all of this system that is allowing this violence to be perpetuated. So again, take your hand. And you can do this if you remember the movement, just do it with your eyes closed so that you can have a better inner experience. Or you can keep your eyes open and do it at your own pace, checking me, how am I doing it if you don't remember the movement.
Mm.
Ready? Okay. If you're yawning, yawn with full mouth so that it really, a yawn is a release of the energy. If you're eating, you may drink water, allow this, allow this energy, regardless of if it's tears, yawn, whatever it is, allow it. Grace, thrive in the allowance. Mm. Thank you. Thank you for playing with me. And we can open it for question and answer or anything that you might want to take us to, David.
Oh, thank you. Wow, I feel energy flows very differently through my body right now. Really feeling how it took me to presence and also to like energy flow. Like
Mhm.
I feel my space,
Yes.
very present. My energy field. It's like really, yeah. So thank you. I didn't know this technique
I will
immediately.
share it in the chat. There's a lot of resources. It was developed, as I said, after the genocide in Rwanda by
Uh,
two Swedish people. I'll find the link and I'll put it in the chat. And
yeah,
you can share it also on your group. There's a lot of resources. It's very, very important that we learn how to regulate our own emotional body
yes,
before we even can do any activism. That's
yeah,
why I say it's really peace activation is about us becoming peace activators before we are peace activists, because this this is the relational, emotional, and somatic experiencing that we have, and that's what we can bring. Um, that's what we can bring to each other, but also to the field.
yeah, yeah. Like kind of step zero, kind of. Before I engage, like how do I
Yes.
take care of the somatic through the somatic of this system to be more regulated so I can actually respond from a place that is more whole and not fractured.
Yes. So
Yeah,
that we can respond and not react.
right. So as we are a rather small group today, I would say often we do breakout rooms, but maybe we start with some just responses, sharings, questions, and then we see if there's a conversation happening, we stay like that, and if not, then we go to smaller groups.
Mhm.
Maybe we take a moment, as you suggest, to open the.
I just wish to share that I really need to go. I need to give an interview. But really, I'm really honored. And Eva, thank you for everything you did. My camera was off because I have also people around me who are wishing to listen but not be seen.
Mhm.
And really, thank you for what you brought into practice for us to learn that there are actually real tools that
Mhm.
now can be used in order to now meet our needs of regulating and breathing in order to build capacity to hold and to build deeper understanding to what's happening, what are the needs, what
Mhm.
is it that we can now do. So it's really important to bring it, and thank you for bringing it with such wisdom and clarity with the practice of ease to to us. Yeah,
My
thank
pleasure. I really highly recommend Mai to you and all those who are on the hunger strike. Reach out to nature element. I've
you.
practiced a lot of fasting, as I said, and for a long time, and I've been with people that are breatharian. The breath, it can feed you. The sun can feed you. the earth can feed you. It's very hard, and what you're doing is very courageous and dangerous. And so, at the same spirit, make sure that you are using the elements around you that are here to support us. We, as I said, the journey of life is between a breath, an inhale, and exhale. And so, this inhale and exhale can support you in this process.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. It's an honor to have you. Thank you all for coming and being with us.
Yes.
And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, David, Habibi. Lala.
Well
Take care.
So,
Take care.
Diana, all of you. Thank you.
David, I added here the link to our WhatsApp group, Peace Activation, where we share tools.
Yes.
And I will add also the link to the YouTube place where you can find a lot of these
Yes, please.
tools, because tools of regulation are really, really important.
Yes. Thank you. I will also share them on our group.
Mm. Any question or anybody want to share anything? Mm. So somebody's asking if it's emotional EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. So it's similar, but this is specifically called trauma tapping technique because it took from EFT and just focus on specific meridian point where the trauma is held. But it's similar to EFT, emotional freedom technique. I have it on WhatsApp, so maybe I just send it to you, David,
Yes,
and then you can send it to the group.
I will.
Finding
Eva,
it. Mhm.
I wanted deep thanks,
Mm.
deep thanks for your life,
Thank you.
for your life,
Mm.
for what you
Oh, that's
have
it.
journeyed and traveled and what you're giving us
Mm.
for your life.
Thank you.
I'm familiar with tapping, but there's all this remembrance.
Yeah.
You know, we're always asked to remember and remember and remember because we forget.
Mhm.
And I am so grateful for the depth of your heart and belief and love
Mm.
to grace us with your time with us today
Mm.
in this presence. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your beautiful words. And something I didn't share, but I feel like I want to share. I lost my eye vision, my eyesight at the beginning of COVID, just as I was envisioning for 2020 peace in the Middle East. Because when I was growing up in Jaffa, we did a play at the center, the Arab Jewish Center, around Peace Child, and that in 2020 there would be peace in Palestine, Israel. And it was 2020 and there was no peace. And I said, well, for 2020, I envision peace in Palestine, Israel. And then I lost my eyesight for 2 years. And I feel like I lost my eyesight because at the time I couldn't even comprehend what it would look like. But now I see it. And I lost my eyesight, so that when we're going through the time that we're going through now, for me to remember that I've seen it and that it is possible, and we each are invited to see it in our eyes, in our third eye. We're invited to envision peace, because the more we're seeing the atrocity, the more we're inviting more atrocities. And the only power we have is us activating peace inside of us, in our families, in our communities, in our neighborhood, and with the other. It's not going to come from outside, and it's not going to come from a peace treaty. And so we're all capable of that. All of us, regardless of where we were born and what's the name on our ID card, or the color of our passport, or the color of our skin. Okay. And we hold on a weekly basis with peace activation, we hold a space where we practice listening, because that's the skill that is really missing right now. Just to listen to the other in their own pain, not to compete, not to compare, but to play this sharer and speaker and the listener and the observer. Can we observe and hold two opposing narrative in one heart? Just like a mother holds two hearts in one body. Because it's not about only two narratives, there's multiple narratives that are weaving each other. And we tend to think, to polarize it between Jewish and Muslim, or Palestinian Israeli, but it's not. There's lots of other constellation around that we need to bring forth. So thank you all for coming here, supporting Satyam, joining in the hunger strike. As I say, every single action, regardless of how little you think it is important. And some of you are maybe supporting with donation, some of you are supporting with hunger strike, some of you are supporting with whatever it is that you're supporting with, it is enough. Even just your presence here is enough. So thank you.
I have the intuition, maybe we do small groups for 10 minutes, that each one of you, also maybe those who are a bit shy to come in and speak that each one of you can just share the impact of our conversation and practice until here. Just share what's up for you, what comes up. Give each other the space to listen from the heart. Yeah, let's see if there's more, maybe one or two more voices of the impact of this conversation we've had, or maybe the conversation, whatever came up in your small groups.
Mhm.
This is the space to share, to ask.
Hi, I'm Sanait, and I want to share that today I started to join in the fasting, but only with dinner. And it took me 2 weeks to decide if I'm going to do it or not. And what I want to share is that I wanted to bring something to really be in the same spirit, and but not only today, but especially today with this technique, I feel I get so much back. I was not expecting to get something back. I just want to be to share also my love and my commitment. And at the same time, I'm very grateful because I experienced so much connection and then also so helpful tools and and uh, and okay, it's my first day without dinner, but at the same time, I already feel nourished already. And I wanted to thank you again, Eva, and also thank you, David, and and everyone else. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Sonnet. Touches me that you're joining. And for me, really, even if it's just leaving out one meal, even if it's out leaving one thing that we used to take, For me, it puts us in a place of solidarity that really is beyond the mind. It's in the body, that we can feel what it means to choose not to have. And it really changes something in my experience. So I just want to honor you choosing what's working for you in making a step towards embodiment of being in a solidarity. And I feel this has a lot of power, and just want to bow to your choice and thank you for sharing also with us. And I really encourage all of you. I also posted it again. We have this map. I'm posting it now, where you can put yourself on the map, on a virtual map, if you're fasting, or even if you're in some way joining the solidarity to really with your location. You don't even have to put your real name, but just to show the world that all over the world there's people that are in solidarity, that are joining the movement. And you can even write, I'm choosing to leave 1 million. Might inspire someone else that reads it. Wow, I could do that. I can do that. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being with us. And it's so good to see you coming again, and so good to have you. Thank you. Where are you joining from? You want to share? Where is it? Where?
Are you still talking to me?
Yes. Where you are joining?
I'm joining from Berlin. And I'm very happy that you will be in Berlin this weekend, some of you, and I look forward to meet in person.
Yes.
And if I may, I also would like to share that when I was thinking about how can I participate? So I want to leave out this meal, but what else do I want to leave out? On what else do I want to fast? And I'm also trying to be really consciousness and to really fast on emotions of hate, of anger, and of also the dehumanization which happens inside of me towards the party or the person who did something wrong, who in my understanding is doing something wrong. But I choose not only to leave out this meal, but I really choose to fast on this kind of feelings inside my body. I rather try to be more present with what is in the moment. And for that, this exercise was also very helpful, because when I watch the news, I get triggered a lot. And so therefore, I feel now, yeah, as I said, I really feel nourished and better equipped to face this. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to add this. Presence is your present. When you gift your presence, when you are present and awake and aware, this is your gift to the world. This is what you can give. This is right now, it's an act of radical resistance to be present and not deny the reality that's happening on the ground. So remember that your presence is your present.
And I'm looking forward to see you in Berlin very much. Wow. I'm feeling very nourished right now. Yeah. And yeah, that's also one thing we can do, right? We can come together in community and actually nourish, because all the ways that we engage, we need a place also to replenish our resources, and we find that in connection with ourselves, and we also find that in connection with each other. So I'm feeling really grateful for being nourished on both levels today. Thank you, Eva.
Thank
So
you.
much.
Thank you all. Have a blessed afternoon.
Yeah, and maybe there is even a closing song or prayer that we always invite in the end, something from the community that closes our time together.
I can sing something if
Yeah. Okay.
this is song by a Jewish American, Ali Halper, and I think it suits Eva's theme. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy name, will you ease this pain? Holy breath and holy name, will you ease this pain? Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaisa.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all for being together. Thank you again. All the best. Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And David, be safe traveling when you travel.
Thank you.
Please. Please.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Margaret.
Hi, Mama.
Mm.
Ah, beautiful. Hi. Thank you. Bye, Anna.
Bye.